Hey there, welcome. I poured this 2-ingredient mix on my soil, and it exploded with life in just 48 hours. If you've ever walked into your garden and felt frustrated seeing your soil looking dull, dry, and lifeless, trust me, I've been there too. You water, you plant, maybe even toss in some fertilizer, but the results just don't come. A few months ago I decided to try something different, something simple, natural, and surprisingly powerful. I mixed just 2 ingredients, rice bran and molasses, poured it over my garden soil, and within 48 hours the transformation was shocking. The ground that once looked pale and tired turned dark, rich, and crawling with worms. This isn't a miracle, it's microbiology in action, and the best part? Anyone can do it. Whether you're a beginner gardener with a few pots or an experienced grower managing a backyard food forest, this method can completely change how you see soil health. Let's dig in, pun intended, and see how this 2-ingredient mix works, why it's so effective, and exactly how you can use it to wake up your soil's living community. Before we jump into the recipe, it's important to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. Soil isn't just dirt, it's a living, breathing ecosystem filled with billions of microorganisms. These microscopic life forms, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and nematodes, are what truly make soil fertile. They digest organic matter, release nutrients for plants, and even protect roots from disease. But modern gardening practices often destroy this delicate balance. The overuse of chemical fertilizers, over-tilling, and just a lack of organic matter slowly kill off these microbial communities. What's left behind is hard, compacted soil that looks gray and, honestly, feels dead. When that happens, adding more fertilizer doesn't fix the problem, it actually makes it worse. Fertilizers feed plants directly, but, starve microbes. So your soil keeps getting weaker, forcing you to rely on more and more external inputs. That's when I realized the key isn't to feed the plants, it's to feed the soil life. Here's where the magic begins. Microbes are like tiny farm workers, they need both food and energy to thrive. Rice bran and molasses provide exactly that in perfect balance. Rice bran is the outer layer of the rice grain that's packed with proteins, vitamins, oils, and minerals. It provides long-term nutrition, acting like a slow-release buffet for soil microbes. Molasses, on the other hand, is pure energy. It's loaded with simple sugars that microbes can digest instantly. When these 2 ingredients combine, they kickstart a microbial feeding frenzy. Within hours, bacteria begin multiplying exponentially. Their activity releases heat, carbon dioxide, and a burst of biological energy that turns lifeless dirt into living soil again. It's not magic, it's nature doing what it does best when you give it the right tools. Let's get practical. Here's the mix I used that completely changed my soil structure in just 2 days. 1 kilogram, which is about 5 cups, of rice bran, 1 cup of unsulfured molasses, and 4 liters, or 1 gallon, of warm water. This mix is enough for about 10 square feet of soil. So, for smaller areas you'll want to scale it down a bit. Use 100 grams or about half a cup of rice bran, 100 milliliters, which is roughly 3 tablespoons, of molasses, and 400 milliliters, or 1.5 cups, of warm water for every 1 square foot of soil. To prepare it, go ahead and dissolve the molasses in warm water first. Then, you'll want to slowly mix in the rice bran until you get a crumbly, moist texture, kind of like damp brown sugar. It shouldn't drip when you squeeze it, but it should still hold its shape. Spread this mixture evenly across your soil surface and water lightly to help it settle. That's it. No digging, no turning, no complicated steps. Just patience. Within the first 24 hours, I noticed something unusual. The top layer of soil began to darken and feel slightly warm. That warmth comes from microbial fermentation. The microbes are waking up and multiplying fast, using the molasses as their instant energy source. By the 48-hour mark, the difference was undeniable. The soil had turned deep black, soft and crumbly. It smelled fresh and earthy, the scent of life returning. When I pulled back the mulch, I saw earthworms wriggling near the surface in numbers I hadn't seen before. Worms are nature's best indicators of healthy soil. They only move into areas rich in microbial activity. Their sudden appearance confirmed that this mix had reactivated the entire soil food web. So, what exactly is going on in that 48-hour transformation? When you pour this mix onto your soil, you're introducing both nutrients and simple sugars that microbes can process right away. The molasses acts as a quick-start fuel, providing instant energy that sparks microbial reproduction. The rice bran serves as a nutrient reserve, giving these microbes the building blocks to sustain long-term growth. Together, they create the perfect environment for microbial populations to boom. In short, this mix jumpstarts the soil's natural regeneration cycle, a system that can keep your garden fertile for months without a single bag of fertilizer. For best results, apply the mix once every 2 months during the growing season. This keeps the microbial activity strong without overwhelming your soil ecosystem. It works beautifully for a variety of spaces. Vegetable gardens and raised beds, expect improved root growth and better moisture retention. Flower beds and lawns, notice deeper color, softer soil, and faster recovery after stress. And for compost piles, just sprinkle it between layers to speed up decomposition and, honestly, eliminate odors within days. To make a simple liquid fertilizer, ferment 1 cup of rice bran, 2 tablespoons of molasses, and 4 liters of water for 5 to 7 days. Be sure to stir it daily until it smells pleasantly sour. After that, just dilute 1 part of this ferment to 10 parts water, and you can use it as a soil drench or even as a foliar spray. Just one word of caution here: avoid overusing molasses. Too much sugar can actually create anaerobic conditions that suffocate the very microbes you're trying to support. So, stick to the given ratios and you'll be rewarded with balanced, thriving soil life. Healthy soil doesn't just mean better yields, it means self-sustaining fertility. When the microbial community is strong, your soil starts feeding itself naturally. Organic matter breaks down faster, nutrients cycle continuously, and the need for synthetic fertilizers drops dramatically. For me, this experiment was more than a quick fix. It was a reminder that soil is a living organism. Every handful should be alive with unseen activity. When we nurture that life, our gardens repay us tenfold, with resilience, flavor, and abundance. And here's the best part: it doesn't take expensive inputs or complicated systems. Just 2 simple ingredients and, honestly, the patience to let nature do her work. 2 days after applying the mix, my garden soil looked completely reborn. It had gone from pale and lifeless to dark, moist and, soft under my fingertips. My plants showed visible improvement within a week. The leaves deepened in color, and growth picked up noticeably. This wasn't just a one-time miracle, it was actually a sustainable method to keep the soil alive season after season. If your garden soil feels dead or compacted, hey, skip the chemical fertilizers this time. Instead, give this rice bran and molasses mix a try. It's simple, cost-effective, and fully organic. In just 2 days, you'll see the first signs of life returning: darker soil, that unmistakable earthy aroma, and, maybe even a few new worm friends. Nature rewards those who work with her, not against her. This little experiment proved that life beneath the soil can bounce back faster than we think, if we just feed it right.